Boomerz and Zoomers are gonna roll over this team. I mean, we briefly talked about it during the intermission, but I mean, we've seen these guys play, and Acoustic is an absolute demon on Neon. It looks like we do just have a very almost a mirror comp here, but I think the main difference is that we have the KO as opposed to the Fade, which I can't help but feel is actually the superior pick. I do like Fade, but in terms of actually having this Neon setup, I think Acoustic is just going to absolutely roll over this team. But that being said, we did see IlluZion Orange. They do like to have some fast tempo themselves, so I could be wrong here.
I mean, we did see Pain kind of pick up that strategy. What really made IlluZion fall off was just a bad team composition on the map of Haven. They got locked out because you can't not bring flashbangs. We're gonna just be bullying them every single time, saying, "Yo, fix your team comp, fix your team comp," and they did. They're on Fracture with arguably the meta team comp. I mean, nothing is more meta than what they currently rock, except maybe a Viper instead. Honestly, Viper's pretty solid on the map of Fracture right now. But let's see this push coming out from these gamers. They want to hit B site, and they kind of need to. It's a lot of information, a lot of damage going, and hopefully they can keep it going.
I really like this spread actually coming out from Boomerz and Zoomers. I mean, obviously the B side should be fairly free for them, but they look like they're set up for a really fast retake here.
Yeah, an incredibly fast retake, and the one thing about it is you want to be fast here. It's a best of one. Winner takes all. You need to keep the momentum the second the game starts to the second the game ends. The final shot, the final spike detonation, no matter what's going to happen. There we go. Geo able to get the shot down onto Acoustic, and of course, what is the stun? There he is, the flick, and the Sultanate is gonna get the pick, but there is Gunner. He's going for it, and another pick down. But immediately with the trade to 2 against 2, and these attackers, they're low compared to these defenders, and the retake is definitely going to happen if Pain is not able to connect the shots, and Fire getting timed out. He is going to get one down, but they're all so low, and he's getting swung by both sides, and the bomb is ticking and ticking and ticking. But are we going to see the picks? We're not. Actually, no picks for BZ on that 2v2, and the attackers now win it. And look at that. We're even going to see a full survive from the Neon. I mean, that was a good round there for both teams.
Yeah, actually, I mean, they did a really good job at stabilizing and holding the side, especially when they had very low HP. But what I really liked was from Boomerz and Zoomers to just kind of aggressively go out into their spawn from, one half, while the rest of IlluZion Orange is just pushing up on the arcade side of things. So it's a very funny little ships passing in the night type thing. But the real question is, are B and Z going to be able to convert strategies like that into round wins? I mean, we do have a Phantom in the hands of Geos. This is a very interesting buy, but 2 shorties could be enough to disrupt this.
Can't use that.
Yeah, 2 shorties is enough. 1 shorty takes out Pain. 2 shorties might take out Attach, and he's going for it. Scarecrow with the classic. I mean, this is a thrifty round, and they have the life advantage. What is going on? Now he's got weapons as well. Wreck trying to get more, and it's just up to this man who's got a Phantom. But the thing is, a Phantom, yes, is a very powerful weapon, but the fact that he bought it says if he loses this, their economy is in shambles. And Sultanate, it's scary. It's very scary.
Yeah, I mean, this is winnable for him, honestly, with the Phantom in hand. He's looking to, I think, just rotate over to A, which is going to be the right play. But if he gives Boomerz and Zoomers enough time here, they could pick up some more guns and, increase the likelihood of them actually winning this round, retaking on A site.
Yeah, and really making sure that you could take out these rounds each time, that's important. You can't just be going in alone. You got to make sure if someone's going down right then, right there.
Left.
But look at this. Geo gets to plant the spike for free. The one thing I will mention is both Sultanate and Fire. Sultanate, not a lot of HP, but with what we know Fire can do with a Headhunter and Sheriff combo, I think that they might be able to clutch it up, but it's incredibly risky against Geo, who does already have his ultimate. It's round 2, and he has the ult for post plant. That is insane coming out from this Brim. And there we go. He gets one. He's about to get the other, but unfortunately he's out of bullets. This is about to be an ace clutch for him, but the man TP's right in front of him, and it's gonna win with 1 HP. 1 HP.
I mean, really good round for Geo there to pull that one out for him. But, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, That was a lot of investment lost, and Boomerz and Zoomerz didn't really have to do much. So now they're going to be put in a really good position here. And IlluZion, I think, making the right decision here to just invest into this round to try and possibly win out this this bonus. Although not much of a bonus at this point, right? So I guess it's just more of a rifle round. So this could just be a swing round for either team.
Yeah, it could be a swing round for either team. Of course, we do have Acoustic ready to slide in here. And I love that even while completely blind, his just movement is so smooth that he was able to completely back away from all the util. Pain, however, he's not done. He's going to get another pick. And honestly, IlluZion, they're taking this back. If BZ managed to win last round, I don't think they would be in the same position as right here. But let's see what can happen from IlluZion. He's ready for it. He's going for it. He needs this. But is he going to hit it? I mean, the one fun part about this is the flanks that are developing slowly, and this is the buy round, so that's going to be a gun not going to be visible for a while. Acoustic ready to try to get the trade for Geo, but from a shot from the left, he is going to go down. A team ace. IlluZion, honestly, kind of an underdog team. They're popping off right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely putting my words down. I mean, I said coming into this, I thought B&Z was just going to roll right over them. But IlluZion's really making me eat my words here. They're up 3-0 now, and off the back of some really great plays from Geo and Pain here. So now they're going to be in another great position. The thing that's the most curious to me, though, is that they have really just loved 5-manning up Arcade here. And the fact that Boomerz and Zoomerz haven't really quite adjusted to this yet is a little bit of a surprise. We saw them try to challenge it last round, but it didn't really work out for them. And now they only have Sheriffs, so I really don't see this as being the round where they pull it off either.
This is a round where you're going to have to play just better. You got to use the Sheriffs in hands to really do some damage. Gunner, yes, has his ultimate available, but he also has a lot of people trying to push him away, and that's risky. But honestly, I think Scarecrow might be able to really just turn the tide here with the Sheriff, especially since Gunner is now down and you need to make sure you get some picks. But so much noise being made. Acoustic pulling his knife out, but just in time, swinging the Sheriff up and getting the one tap on a Wreck. Now, Wreck, he's been so crucial in the past games we've seen him that the fact that he's down this round is terrifying. And Geo, not able to check the man to his left, even though tunnel vision, you're anchoring it back, anchoring it down, a little bit of util to stun these men back, and that's going to push them all away. Here comes the Rolling Thunder, though. So many ultimates coming out early, but it's not actually going to connect to Pain, and the fear is coming. So many ults, such a high tempo, as we like to say. Spike is going to get down. Attackers in a beautiful position here, 3 against 2, but these two have really come up from nothing with just Sheriffs in hand. See it. Oh, the shots coming out, not able to connect, but Scarecrow stunned, and I think that is going to spell doom for him unless the man's just whiffing. Brady unable to connect the shots, and Fire being aggressive is going to get gunned down. Now Brady is warmed up. He's ready to get 2, and he will. Disco, do we think that the tempo is really shifted to the point where BZ could be getting knocked out permanently right now?
I mean, I think that the big issue, first of all, they made a great effort there for only having Sheriffs in hand. So, I mean, definitely kudos to them for that. But I think the big issue here is that they've just haven't really been making any of the same style of plays that we've seen them make in the past. Now, this should be their bread and butter. We've seen that they love these really fast tempo games, but now that they're in a position where they can pull this off, they're not putting the pedal to the metal. Now, Overdrive is available for Acoustic as well as the Orbital Strike for Gunner. So, will they actually use this to win out the round for them, or are they just going to continue to try to slow things down and just meet any early aggression with stopping power?
Yeah, and I feel like if they want to meet this stopping power, it's got to be in Fire's hands. Of course, the Vandal, very powerful, able to get himself 2 picks, and able to get all of them. What a beautiful play. This man's playing aim labs. Just click on the dots, click on the head. Beautiful job from Fire, and I think he's going to want to do it again. But that's kind of the motion that you need to see the tempo shift back in your control.
Yeah, and now they should have information on where the last 2 players are here, and Fire's just going to be going for the ace.
Oh, he almost gets it. I mean, that was the cleanest shot 4K we've seen today. And for it to be in the loser round bracket, you could tell these men do not want to leave. They don't want to leave. It's $1,000 on the line. And I know that they're not giving up quite yet, especially since Fire, the MVP.
Yeah, well, very much needed round for Boomers and Zoomers here. But again, I really want to see them just kind of lean into that play style that we can know that they're just most comfortable with. I mean, this is a good map for it. And we've talked about this before in the past, Edge, you and I mean, you need to have the right pieces in place to set up Neons for aggressive defensive plays. And they have all of those pieces. So the question is, are they going to do it? It looks like this could be it.
I mean, it could be it right now. Pain, he wants to give some pain, but that's actually going to be Acoustic getting a spray down on both of them. That is the Neon you want on your team. Scarecrow ready to get some more. He's going to get Brady down, but the push gets attached. Another gunner gets straight in the spike down. Last man is here. Smoke is now down. Wreck is there. He spots him out, but honestly, the fun fact is they just know that they're about to pinch this poor man, and this is where Acoustic really shines. He's just bunny hopping. He's bullying him. He's going for the disrespectful knife. Oh my god, he almost gets it, is the sad fact.
I mean, if you're a viewer, you gotta just love Boomers and Zoomers. They look like they're just trying to have a good time with it, and you know, they're making me feel like I'm having a good time. So really great round for them. They do go off of the back of those aggressive plays, just like I was saying. They really needed it, and we could see the value that paid off for them in the end on that. So now 4 ultimates online for them, as well as 3 for IlluZion. But I would argue to say that this is looking a little bit healthier for Boomers and Zoomers this time around. They do have, you know, a bunch of guns in hand. Meanwhile, IlluZion's going to be going off to overdrive in the Tour de Force here, but a rolling thunder out of Brady could be crucial in this round for them.
Wow, it's very crucial for these players to keep it going, and of course Fire, he's ready to do the same thing he's done many times before, but who's he going to do it to? Everybody is on B right now for this attacking side, and IlluZion, they're just ready to go plant the bomb. Brady getting Scarecrow down perfectly. I think they are able to just pick him up though, and Scarecrow will walk away with no concern. And here comes the ultimate from Acoustic. He gets himself 1, and he wants some more. He's just going to keep pushing in, getting all of them gunned down. Neon, such a powerful agent, and he's not done, but now he has finally had his fun. Scarecrow going for it. Last man standing is going to be wrecked, and he is going to get wrecked by Sultanate. What a beautiful play.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you want to see out of Boomers and Zoomers. I mean, IlluZion just kind of running in, not just securing the site, but even trying to push the aggression back into CT spawn was not necessarily the worst play, but Boomers and Zoomers are able to just kind of, you know, mirror that same type of aggression and use it to retake the site. And in the end, they ended up being the better for it, and they take another round, and they've once again gotten a round closer to closing this gap. Now, that being said, IlluZion, they still have money to spend, but if they lose this round, they're going to be put in a very difficult position. But, you know, you have Attach and you have Geo, one off of their ultimates as well, so there is a good chance that they're able to close this one out. But Boomers and Zoomers just going for the timeout to, you know, try to make sure that they do win this round. I think knowing that this can be crucial for them in putting, you know, IlluZion onto an eco round.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the eco round is a big pressure point for them because that is the final momentum shift where we saw 4 wins, no losses at the start for IlluZion, and now we're on 3 wins, no losses for the shift towards BZ. I mean, this is what we like to see. Boomers and Zoomers really bringing it back, the tempo finally in their hands, the ultimate in that arms of fire. If anything happens to them, even if their economy gets beaten down, and dusted, they still have, of course, the ultimates to fall back on. By the time their economy goes away, Scarecrow and Sultanate will have it, and Fire will, of course, have that Tour de Force. But ultimate's talking point is going to be Geo. He's had his ultimate twice now, or once now, and now he's almost got it again, 1 away. And ults is what really wins the games on Fracture. It's what really sends it over. We saw that last round with the Neon ult being able to do so much damage and honestly take out 2. But let's see if Fire's able to do this. He is going to do a little bit of damage before having to TP away. I don't think this is going to stop him with Acoustic, though. What a pick onto Pain. That's the kind of shot you want to see here. And I don't think Acoustic's done. Look at the tempo and the momentum this man is going for. It reminds me of Rolled with how much inertia they got going on. And now, let's see it. There's Fire getting the pick, but Fire's kind of stuck, and he will not get any more.
I mean, he does his damage, though, right? I mean, he's allowed the rest of his teammates to get in position here, and it could be promising for Boomers and Zoomers. Even though the spike is down, they're kind of in a bad position. They don't really have a way to get out.
Yeah, they really don't, but a way to get out they might not even need, with Scarecrow just going for it, getting the pick, and what a shot from Acoustic! This is just the best players ever. With Geo now the man last standing. He can't go for the reload. He's got to stick to his classic. And the classic is not going to be it. 4-0 for both teams to finally trade it off. This time, it's BZ on the streak.
Well, we said it before when we were watching IlluZion play. They do have a very, strong tendency for those fast tempo plays, but in the games that we saw, we noticed that their attack sides can tend to get a little one-dimensional at times, and I think we're seeing a reflection of that here in this game. I mean, they pretty much just decide what side of the map do we want to start on, and then that's where we're gonna 5-man. And I think Boomerz and Zoomerz have kind of gotten wise to this, and they've figured out how to break this up. So now, I mean, it's up to IlluZion to try and change things up, and the question is this gonna be the round where they do it? It does look like they might be setting up for a split push, but no, it looks like the rest of them are just going to be coming over for this dish push.
And here comes the dish push indeed. A site definitely where you want to go. Of course, Pain having that sheriff. IlluZion, they've been pushed back economy-wise. And as I was talking about, that's going to be Solonate getting one down. But what a pick from Rek. The fact that he's the only man with the Vandal to get the pick out like that, that's massive. Because Solonate going down, that's also a gun if his team wants to rotate to it. But look at all the attackers just waiting for the aggressive push. That is a big brain play. And I honestly did not expect it to just... I've never seen that strategy of everybody sitting outside of Dish near rope and just mowing them down when they show up with the sheriff, a firing squad of Volition. But let's have that spike getting planted and find out, is it going to be enough for this game?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a very tricky retake for them. And, they can afford to lose these guns. So I think the best case scenario is to just try and take as many away from IlluZion as possible. But Brady's just going to shut down Gunner. Now it's all down to Fire, who just has a tour de force in hand as well as the Headhunter and everything left to do.
I'm really surprised that he's actually peaking this with not his tour de force first. But, you got to stick to the close range weapon. But can we see Fire gets one? It might be timing, though, because he's about to get rushed from Arcade. 3, 2, 1. That's just going to be a thing that happens. I mean, you got to try to get in a flawless round with only damage being taken on the Fade. Risky.
Yeah, really strong round from IlluZion there. I mean, I was definitely ragging on him a little bit for kind of being one-dimensional there, and they did do the same thing, but this time they had just anticipated the flank coming out from Acoustic, and they were able to punish them for it and put a lot of rifles in their hands. So not only do they take the round, but they kind of repaired their economy a little bit too. That being said, Boomerz and Zoomerz, they still got a lot to work with here, and I think all they need to do is just continue to adjust and find ways to shut down this play.
Yeah, and if you want to shut down a play, you're going to have to do it using Brimstone. And here he goes. Gunner going to get that pick down. And here he can try to bunny up away. The Molotov might cover its sight, but he's not going to molly it. He's instead going to smoke it down and wait for them to push. The fear now scaring everybody. They're just going to take the zip and walk away, though. That's massive. I did not realize that those actually went the entire way across the zip line, but you learn something new every day, as here we got Fire looking to see if he can fire the enemies down.
Teleport's ready.
Oh, they're coming back.
Oh, no.
They're going to go right into their arms.
Right into their arms, but it works somehow. And I think they might get it again, but no. That was a misplay. But honestly, the fact is, it's still only tied up. And Fire, Gunner, and of course, Solinate. I think they got this. Or Sultanate. I think they get it.
Yeah, 2 Rolling Thunder is online. And as soon as Rek pushes up here, that trademark is going to catch him.
It definitely could catch him here, and that is going to be caught out and gunned away. Fire getting one. Last man standing is, of course, Brady. And I don't know if Brady is going to be the Brady Bunch of getting the 2 pieces down. Of course, he's looking around, trying to find some picks. He has the Aftershock to scare people, but the stun and the headshot, it's his feet, it's his head. From head to toes, he's taking damage.
I think it's really interesting that BNZ have just kind of been, activating these aggressive pinches every single round on defense. And the fact that they were able to get away with not going across the zip line once, but coming right back, allowed them to kind of disrupt that play. And it put the rest of IlluZion Orange into a really tricky situation there. So, again, not going to be the end of the world for IlluZion just yet. They still have plenty of money to work with here. And it looks like they're just going to be setting up here for another aggressive B hit. But the question is, are they actually going to commit to it? Or are they going to try to anticipate the pinch coming through once again?
Pinch coming through once again. We of course have everybody now trying to push in here, and it's B, but what a shot from Fire. This is where we now see the null command coming out for these attackers. They want to try to push in, and the defenders, They're ready. They're going for it. They're just going back and forth on the zipline, baiting it out, trying to shut down as many players as possible. Pain, ready to bring the pain, and the A train rolling through with fire, ready to do what he just did less than 20 seconds prior. That, of course, is going to be the ultimate, but there is fire getting gunned down by Brady and Geo. But Brady's not done. This is an attack side that you like to see. IlluZion really just popping it down, popping it off with BZ, the retake, last man standing. Sultanate going in. Sultanate is going to get another one with only one left. It's going to be Brim versus Breach, the bearded bros. Can we see it from B to Z? Rushing right in. The pre-fire is going to back him up. Beautiful gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, he is able to get the orbital strike out of them, so that's a little bit of a victory, I would like to think. But, you know, B&Z, I liked it at first. I wanted them to do more aggressive plays, but now it's just starting to feel like it's just a gamble for them. They're like, are we going to pinch Arcade? Are we going to pinch B main? You know, like, and sometimes it works out for them and sometimes it doesn't, and it's starting to look a little bit like just randomness coming out from them. And I think it's probably time for them to kind of pull back a little bit and just try to anticipate those hits, because they're not doing so well on their retakes, so I don't think that they should be leaning into that as a strength.
I do think that they definitely need to work together if they want to get this going, but with Sultanat getting in there, going to go for the picks, and the ultimate's just pushing all of them into each other. These attackers are getting pinched, but this is where we see Pain pop the ult. Both of the attackers go, and that is going to be a little bit of a diff. Last player standing, he's rushing it, and it's all over. So much just happened.
Wow.
Just a mow down in Arcade.
Switching sides.
So I guess now you have to wonder if IlluZion Orange is going to be employing the same kind of tactics, because we saw Boomerz and Zoomerz was able to grab 6 rounds out of that. Could they have gotten more had they played it differently? It's difficult to say, but now they're on the attack side. This is the side that favors them the most, but it's the same thing for IlluZion as well, because we're looking at very similar compositions. So it's possible that if, you know, IlluZion decides to play this a little bit more disciplined, that they could shut down these pushes from B and Z almost every single time.
Yeah, every single time you're gonna have to try to get this bread. But one thing I will mention is the fact that we're tied up here at the pistol round. It's big. It's definitely showcasing that both of these teams, they're kind of mirror matching each other when it comes to just skill. And that's kind of what we like to see in this stage of the tournament. Of course, we've gotten through so many teams, so many... Wow, what a shot. So many different people that have to go through it to try this. But look at this. If it attaches fast enough, he might be able to get at least one pick, but he can't be patient here, and he's too late. They're out of there. They're gone. What a beautiful timing. And wait, Fire, you're right behind the man. Oh, you spot his gun, and you're gonna get it for free, and A-Site is now gonna get it again. Look at them just absolutely toying with him, dancing around on Fracture.
What is this play? They ran through A main, through spawn to B, now back to A main. Is this intentional? Are they playing mind games?
They're playing mind games, and they might mind their own business with Geo getting a 2-piece down. Beautiful job with all of the damage dealt, but can he get more? He can! He's on a 3K with a little bit of a right click, a little bit of a stun, but he wants more. And he gets it. This could be a potential ace with the retake. Honestly, it goes from mind games to GG's. That's an ace from Geo! What is going on? Everybody's confused except for this man, the Brimstone, who's just able to stay calm, cool, and collected, ace the round, and win the round.
That's 2 aces for Geo, by the way, and I have to say, really poorly played from Boomerz and Zoomers. I mean, they really had every opportunity to just secure the A site and then just hold it down, but instead they decide to int to try to take down Geo, and they didn't put enough respect on him, and they really should have, because not only is Geo 19-9 in the server right now, but we've also been seeing throughout the entirety of this game that Geo is not somebody that you want to gamble with, and he's just solidified that once again for them. So now Boomerz and Zoomer is going to have to reap what they sow and be put onto a little bit of an eco here, but Acoustic is going to invest a stinger into this round, which is very quite interesting.
Yeah, and investing the stinger is going to make it work with Fire getting one, and of course the other trade. But there's the other Neon, of course, lots of damage, but they're going right in, and that's going to be enough damage for these players to now get a trade off, though. And it's 2 against 2, but the spike, they left it in spawn.
Oh no, that's not where it's supposed to be at all, Edge.
It's supposed to be ticking away on a site, and unfortunately, it can't be activated unless it's in a very specific location because that's how game works. But let's see what's going to happen here going right now with Acoustic trying to go in, try to get himself another pick, but Gio's got himself the Phantom. He spots nothing. I thought he actually saw that, but that's a flick. Oh, if only it wasn't a shoulder peek. If it was a pop and swing, he would have popped off the head. But Acoustic, I think he's ready for this. He wasn't ready for it.
Bingo.
I mean, good effort from Boomerz and Zoomerz to try and, bring things back a little bit there. Obviously, a huge mistake to have the spike down in spawn. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just a mistake, but already, again, we could see Gio on, he had his ultimate, again, round 2, because Gio has been absolutely running this server for them. So, I mean, it's going to be up to B&Z here to try to convert this next one into a victory, but it's going to be tough the way that they've been playing. I feel like they've just been dropping the ball just a little bit here and there. So really, if they don't win this round, it's going to be looking very troublesome for them.
Incredibly troublesome, but here's the slide and a double kill for Pain. That's what we like to see for IlluZion, but that is also big trades coming out from this defensive team. I mean, it's kind of what you have to do, and the attacking side, but they lost their 2 bottom frags. They still have 1 initiator, 1 sentinel, and 1 duelist, and the fact of the matter is neither team has control. It's about how can they get now in with Brady. He's been able to anchor this before, but can he do it against Acoustic's very aggressive positioning here? Stun's coming out. It's not going to connect, and if this happens, the knife, the bait, but there it is. Acoustic gets it with only 6 HP remaining. Now, this could be a round that we see BZ take, or is Attach going to shut it down? He only has a Frenzy, however, and that is so much damage being dealt. I mean, what a one-tap coming out. Wreck getting the other. They're actually bringing it back with just a Frenzy. The few amount of weapons remaining, it's going to cause them to group up and play down. Beautiful job. And that's actually going to make us go to the score of 6-9. What a beautiful score here. And also, look at this team composition right now. The fact that we're seeing such similar team comps, and yet the biggest difference being how they're playing it. Do you think the KO is really not as good as the Fade, or is it just minor mistakes over and over again?
I mean, I think a lot of it is just how BZ is playing here. Their positioning, this is not the same team that we just watched in the last series. I hate to say it. They're making a lot of very rookie mistakes, and they're just going for aggressive plays instead of just planning the spike and getting into good positioning like we've seen them do in the past. They decide to get the spike down and immediately try to push out, and IlluZion is just ready to punish them for it. I mean, I think they've been completely read at this point, and BZ needs to try to change things up if they want to have any shot at winning this.
Yeah, I think they really just have to have the ride that they're going on with Fire and Acoustic. I think that they need to start, instead of working on it being a 2-person ride, it has to be a 5-man ride. They're obviously getting diffed here by Gio and Requisite getting these shots. What a position to play. But look at what's going on from all these gamers. Pain taking out Gunner. Again, BZ just giving up HP, giving up life, giving up everything they got. And Scarecrow, he's trying to go in. Why would you want to push a smoke like that twice now, leaving only Sultanate in the last man standing? Again, a lot of things could be said about how they're doing this, and I know that one of these teams don't have an IGL, but I'm really hoping that someone's got to pick up the pace and say, hey, we got to play something different. I'm surprised we haven't seen a timeout yet, really.
Yeah, I mean, very, very questionable plays coming out from BZ. I don't know if maybe it's just getting late for them and they just want it to be over, but the way that they're playing is just so uncharacteristic from what we just saw, and maybe the morale is down, but the fact that they're just going for frags, and that's not necessarily how you're going to win this game, especially here on Fracture. There's so much map to try and cover, and repositioning from, either the defenders or the attackers can end up in a multitude of ways. And the fact that BZ is not focusing on getting into the site and then securing the site and just holding it down, and that they're just deciding to gear more towards, now we're in somewhere, let's just push, let's just try to roll over them with our aggression. They should know by now that that's not going to work, because it hasn't been working out for them up until now. I mean, they're down 4-0 in this half, and they haven't decided to change anything. So hopefully this timeout is what they need to kind of try to make those little adjustments. I like the aggression that they're doing, and they seem to have be very good at getting onto the site, but once they get onto the site, they need to lock the site down. They can't just keep inting and feeding the other team because IlluZion is going to take those opportunities and they're going to run away with the round.
And it's definitely a runaway round coming out here. With the defense, because the map of Fracture is defense sided, this might just be GG with IlluZion. And the reason why it's a defense sided is because defense actually controls a majority of how the sites are taken. And the way the defense gets to push on the site is much easier than the way that the attackers have to push it. It's less choke points. It's way more open. For example, Generator, that's a big old wide space where you can take a lot of angles. You, of course, have all of tower that you could try to push in, and anchoring it down like that, gunning down Acoustic, that's an ultimate dud, and the ultimate is not going to connect to kill anybody. But this is still amazing for this defense. IlluZion's really popping off here, but can BZ bring it back with Geo gunning 2 of them down with a spike down? It's definitely not gonna happen. 1 left and it's over. Now 6-11 to score. 2 more rounds till GG is called, unless they can bring anything back.
I mean, the momentum is just absolutely snowballed for IlluZion at this point. And, you know, I think BZ definitely, they tried to make a little bit of a minor adjustment there, but unfortunately their attack sides have been, again, just very one-dimensional. There's just been zero default. They haven't tried to fight for any map control. They haven't tried to draw out any utility. They're just trying to face them down and then win off of pure skill. But it's not going to be enough for them. IlluZion is ready for this, and they've shown time and time again that they can shut down these aggressive plays.
Case in point, an aggressive play, sliding on your knees right into Rex, headshotable op. That's what we like to see, but the problem is it's so consistent. They're just doing it. They're running it down every single time, and they're getting bullied for it. I mean, Attach just got clapped there, really, and it's not a whole lot you could say against this team. More shock darts coming out from IlluZion. They want to take this game home, and they're gonna get another one. Last man standing on top of site, and it's all about wall bangs. And there we go, match point advantage given over to IlluZion. We gotta ask BZ, what are you thinking? Acoustic, you can't be running it down every single time. If you remember, this is what lost them the map of Ascent last game we were casting. They were going for it, and when they kept being consistently pushing aggressive, they got countered, and that is what had the comeback mechanic.
Yeah, and it's really just starting to fall apart for them, and you could even see it in that round. I think IlluZion knows how much in control they are of this map, and they even let them just go straight into the site. They took their time to get into position and then just executed their retake flawlessly, and I think that just shows how much they have understood not only the game plan of Boomerz and Zoomerz, but how well they know they can handle them. So, I mean, at this point, they're ready to take on that early aggression, shut it down, and then if they have to retake the site, they will, or they can just wait for BZ to push out into them, which they have shown consistently is something that they want to do.
And you're absolutely right about that, Disco. These guys, they want to try to do something, but I don't think that they just have the skill better than IlluZion. It comes down to a skill diff, and the fact that IlluZion, they're doing what Acoustic wish they could, this is how they're going to win it. That's going to be one. The 180 gunner is going to gun him down, but Brady immediately with a trade. And here goes 2 of the strongest units now down. There goes fire, and there goes the game. And that is going to be GG for these players. GG, everyone. Remember, again, even though BZ did not play a great game towards the end there, they still made it so far. So applause to them. They definitely deserve to get as far as they did. I'm hoping that maybe next time we'll see them go even farther. Characters on their team like Fire and Acoustic, hands down, deserve to be higher up here. It's just about how they actually coordinate as a whole team, as a unit, to win the game. But congratulations to IlluZion. You've survived another round in the losers bracket. And let's talk about the losers bracket. You know, so many different teams have been getting knocked down over and over again. This is the first and last one we're going to be casting for today of the losers bracket. But Disco, how you feeling about it?
You know, I just want to say that I am a little disappointed in how that last one turned out. I really thought that, you know, Boomerz and Zoomerz was going to do a little bit more damage, as I said, coming in. They were my favorites for it, but unfortunately, they clearly have a lot of stuff to work on, and that's okay, because now they can walk away with this with a little bit of a lesson. IlluZion definitely looking like they've leveled up. I mean, they've had to battle their way through the lower bracket from, like, the very first round. So not only have, you know, did they go out in the upper round, but this is now their third best of one in the lower bracket. So they're looking really strong to come through in this lower bracket. But there is potential for them to get knocked out next. I mean, their opponents is going to be the winner of Alex Lehing and Noel Death, which we haven't seen a lot of Noel Death, but Alex
Yeah.
has shown that they have what it takes to potentially make that lower bracket run. So I mean, GG to them. I'm really excited to see how this is going to turn out. I'm excited to see how this
Yeah.
unfolds tomorrow.
I mean, let's talk about the bracket as a team, everybody. So, one thing I'm going to be saying is we look at these teams. Who are the heavy hitters? Alex Lehing Gaming, okay? Illusion Orange, Rolled in the losers bracket, and Gen G. Those are considered to be the highest ranked people here. But then you look at the main bracket and who is in the semis that we're going to be casting tomorrow. That's right, Tetra Esports, which we actually haven't seen play yet, versus Ukers. So we're assuming we're going to be playing against them. And also NIX, we also haven't seen them either, versus Operation Strix. Anything is going to be going on here, but that is who's in the semis. We look over at the losers bracket right now. Tempest versus Gen G. Orgless fights whoever wins that. Rest versus Rolled will get into the semis of the losers bracket as well, but not against Illusion, of course. Anything could really happen here, and because these are best of one games, I'm thinking that these players need some rest. We're going to see what happens in the semis here, and we're going to keep moving forward. But now it's time to thank today's sponsors. Obviously, let's thank our wonderful production here. Hydra has been the observer the entire time. Sometimes the observers do not get a lot of love, so thank you for him for being able to do there. We do apologize for the slight delay when we had that disconnection happen, but Discord, I want you to tell us where we can talk about you, where we can find you, and how are you doing today?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at DiscoCasts, and I believe you could follow Edu as well at EduCasts. So we're very creative with both of our names. It's been an honor being here. I've really loved to cast all these games. Really talented teams that I feel thankful to be able to cast over them and get to see how all of this tournament has rolled out. And thank you so much to IGLeague as well for putting this whole thing on. And if you're one of those people that has been watching a lot of these IGLeague tournaments, just know that they have a weekend warriors almost every single weekend. But coming up soon, we're gonna have the Valorant divisions. They haven't quite decided when that's gonna start, but the start date should be announced soon. So make sure to follow all the socials. They're gonna be a $2,200 prize pool. It is going to have a little bit more of an entry fee, looking up at $50 per team. But there's going to be a lot of really stiff competition, and like I said, a huge prize pool. And if you're like me and you get kind of sick of playing a lot of these, very frustrating ranked games, you can also head over to IGLeague.com and check out their solo arena private matchmaking. If you have a subscription for it, then it's free for you. Prizing is awarded based on the highest win losses differential, and there's going to be some really great prizes that I've been checking into, some keyboards, potentially a mouse here and there. So if you're interested in checking that out, it's only $5 for a bronze subscription. So head on over to the website or type !Discord in the chat, join the Discord, and stay updated on all of these really great features and great tournaments that IG League's going to be putting on in the future.
Absolutely agree with that. And, as a person who's also been casting for IG League along beside you, Disco, it's also great to cast with you. And of course, these teams, we've seen a lot of different talent ranging from, Ascendant 3 all the way to Radiant 3. There are so many different people. And that's the reason why IG League stands out, is because it takes the best of the best, regardless of rank, because rank really doesn't matter when it comes down to the pro level. It's about who really wants it more, who has the better team composition, or maybe the best IGL. And of course, we are always thankful for being here to cast for you. And if you guys want to check me out, of course, it's EduCast on TikTok or Twitch, and at Educatinator on Twitter as well. But you guys have been awesome. What I'm going to say is going to be the final send-off for the stream today. So if you guys are hearing, stick around. We might do a raid, send some of these wonderful viewers. You guys have been sticking around for us. We've averaged quite a nice chunk of change of people, and we want to make sure that you guys have a beautiful night tonight. So we'll see you in a little bit, but stick around after the fact just to stick around for a raid. Get some channel points for predictions later.